Hello and welcome to this episode of Peak Life. I'm Elizabeth Vaughn. We've got a fun one for you today, mostly because we have some special guests in here on 4 legs, but also we have Lacy Shirey with us here today. We're going to talk dogs and cats.
Yes, great
so
topic.
Let's jump right into it. You have some topics to discuss today that are really serious. You know, we love to talk about the fun and fluffy side of our pets, but I know from my experience with a dog, every month I was giving her a heartworm pill. I didn't really know why or what it was for. I was just doing it. So can you help us understand heartworm and why it's so important to keep our dogs safe?
Absolutely. That's actually a common misconception. A lot of people don't realize where heartworms come from. It comes from a mosquito bite.
Wow.
And all it takes is one infected mosquito to pass along microfilaria to your dog. So heartworm preventative on a monthly basis will kill the microfilaria in their larval stage. But if that microfilaria matures into the adult stage, it will no longer work as a preventative. And you then have to do treatment, which is expensive and very intense on a dog.
So how would I know even if my dog had heartworm?
Well, that's a great question. A lot of times you don't know. It's not something that you can physically see. By the time you can see any symptoms of heartworm, it's a severe case. So when they do get severe enough, and it would probably take, I would say, 1 to 2 years of being infected at least.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, then you would have coughing, potentially coughing up blood, shortness of breath, maybe swelling of the chest.
Oh.
So because the heartworms live in the lungs and in the heart.
Okay.
So it's not like a pest in the digestive system where it's easy to get them out. You actually have to kill them and make them pass through the blood system.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this would be a painful process for a dog to have to go through. What is the treatment like?
So treatment is about a 9-month process to officially test and get a negative result, hopefully.
Oh my goodness.
That's when you call it success.
Okay.
So Carob here was heartworm positive when she came into the shelter. And she had a moderate case of it. So she had swelling of the heart.
Wow.
And she was coughing, so she had to stay on extended prednisone. So we start with the doxycycline for 30 days to kill off all of the microfilaria. And then after that, 30 days after that, they get a series of 3 imidacide injections. And they have to be sedated because it's so painful.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lumbar muscle injection. So right along the spine, and it's deep tissue. So the needle goes in, it's pretty deep, it's painful, they're sore, and they have to remain on cage rest while they're going through treatment for the whole time because those heartworms are dying off and going through the blood system. If they have increased heart rate at any time, they are at risk of throwing a clot, and it could be a situation that would be fatal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so heartworm preventative is by far the way to go because then you don't have to go through all of that.
And it's really expensive too, I would imagine.
Oh, treatment is very expensive. It's between $1,500 and $2,500 for treatment.
Geez.
Yeah.
So it's really easy too. That preventative is usually just them popping a pill normally or a little chewy thing?
It is, a monthly pill, but there's also products on the market now, ProHeart 6 and 12, where it's an injection that you give and it lasts for 6 or 12 months.
Awesome.
So talk to your vet about what is the best fit for you. If you're not good about remembering that monthly preventative, then that injection is a really good fit for you.
Good. That's good to know.
Yeah. Another thing a lot of people don't know, cats get heartworm too.
Really?
And even an indoor cat is very susceptible to heartworm disease.
Wow.
So cats are not the ideal host for heartworms. So there is no qualified treatment in cats. So it is eventually something that would be fatal to a cat.
Oh.
So even one heartworm in a cat can be fatal.
Wow. So are they taking preventative too?
Yes, there are monthly preventatives for cats on the market, and we highly recommend that those are given to, even if your cat is indoor only. We all know that mosquitoes come into our house sometimes.
Absolutely.
So,
yes, especially here in Chesapeake. Let's be real.
So
let's transition over to cats a little bit.
Sure.
Let's stay on kind of the disease train that we're on for whatever reason. Cats can get a really terrible disease, FIV, feline immunodeficiency. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a virus.
Okay.
So it's something that cats can get is transmitted through deep wound bites. So when you have cats that are outdoors and unaltered, so not neutered or spayed, you have a higher likelihood of transmission if there is an infection in the population because they are more likely to fight. So if you have, that's another reason why spay and neuter is a really important thing because you can cut down on that transmission. But if you do have an FIV positive cat, sometimes they are coming into the shelters. The mindset of FIV and how they can live in a household with other cats has really changed over the years, and it's something that might have been a reason for euthanasia in a shelter, even a few years ago. Now shelters are really coming around to creating programs where they can house FIV cats and they can live in a household even with other cats that are not FIV positive.
Now, what are some of those symptoms? Like if I do have a cat, obviously, that got in a fight and got a bite, that should probably raise some alarms anyway. But what may be some symptoms?
A lot of the symptoms can vary quite widely for that.
Okay.
So usually a combo test from your veterinarian is going to be what tells you if they are going to be positive or negative.
Okay.
So that's something where you would want to get a combo test when you have a new cat that's entering. A lot of shelters will do combo tests, and so they can tell you that right from the get-go. But if you have an indoor-only cat and they're not getting in fights, then that's not something you'd have to test for ongoing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. I mean, really, all of this leads to the need to have that consistent preventative care in general for all of our animals.
Yeah.
So keeping them up to date with their shots and going to the vet, and because then the vet, I mean, this is a lot even for me to take down,
Yeah.
So that's why bringing them to the vet is really so important.
It is so important because
Okay.
we can't see everything, and cats are just so known for hiding what's ailing them.
Yes,
So they can hide pain so well. Dogs can too, but cats are really known for it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some fun stuff. There's a
Yeah.
really cool new spot here in Chesapeake.
There is.
You know what I'm talking about. Tell me about it. Let's
I
get
do.
into it.
So we've partnered with Kitty Kingdom Cat Cafe.
Okay, hold on. Kitty Kingdom Cat Cafe.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It
Just
is,
the
yeah.
title alone.
Yeah, and it's been a huge success. They opened up in October. They've partnered with us, so we supply all of the cats that are there, and they are able to house about 30 cats and kittens.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you're able to go there. It's a coffee shop. They're working on getting their ABC license so that they can serve beer and wine.
All right, I'm listening.
Yeah, and you can reserve a spot and go and hang out with the cats. The cats are in a separate room. So if you just want to go there for the coffee, then you are welcome to do that. But if you want to visit with the cats, you can do that as well.
That is so
Yeah.
fun. I've seen that in other places in the world, and I didn't even know we had one right here in Chesapeake.
We do.
I can't wait to go. So I can get my coffee. I assume they do charitable things too with cats?
Yes, so they're doing a lot of fun events, and I'm sure they have more on the horizon. I saw just this morning that they're planning to doing some painting and ornaments. And
gosh.
they've done yoga there with the cats. So,
Oh, yes.
Yes, lots of fun things.
Take my goat yoga, and then I'll go take my cat yoga.
Yes, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's so
So
great.
yeah, it's been a great partnership. They have adopted out over 70 cats already for
Wow.
us, which means, so the way the Humane Society works is we're partnering with our sister shelters in the region and transferring animals in as we have space. So
Okay.
by doing all these cat adoptions, we're able to help all the shelters in Hampton Roads by taking that many more cats from them as we get them adopted. So.
Amazing, because they're a big one at the shelters, aren't they? Having cats, there's just so
cats
many
are
of them.
always, there's a lot of cats that are coming into the shelter, and cats are a little bit harder to adopt out than dogs are. So yes, and also return to owners. We find that owners are coming to shelters to find dogs a little bit at a higher rate than they are for cats, because cats have been sometimes living outside, so you kind of assume.
Yeah.
Oh, the cat's going to come back, that kind of thing. So
The cats need a new PR rep or something.
They
the
do.
poor
Yeah, we
little
need to change
things.
that perception.
Well, let's change it now,
Yeah.
and we're going to change it by going and having some coffee and playing with some kitty cats.
Yes.
That sounds great.
Yeah, and they have an FIV population of cats there too, so they are helping.
Okay, that was the one we were
adopt
just talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are adopting out FIV cats, which is wonderful.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Lacy, thank you so much for all you do for all of our little four-legged friends here and around the region. And we'll send people to the Chesapeake Humane Society website for any
Absolutely.
information on what you guys are up to, and follow you on Facebook, and
Yes, please.
lots of good stuff coming up.
Yes,
Thank you, Lacy. That does it for this episode of Peak Life. Thank you so much for watching. These guys, they're done. We'll
Yeah.
see you next time.